Beaverton, coach hockey. I hear we have great soccer fields. We're going to have the ROC. The elephant in the room, and I've been to Innisfil, and I'm jealous. The elephant in the room is arenas and swimming pool. I want to know how many years, because I have a 10, 9, and 6-year-old, will it be before we get the new facility?
All right. Thank you. We'll start with the mayor's candidates, and we'll start with Mr. Grossi.
Me? Okay, how long will it be? Well, first of all, this is going to take some time. The reason why there's a pool in Sutton is because when the pool was originally built there, we built in high school in this community. There were over 2,000 children that attended that school. There was a decision made at that point in time that the that the pool would be built there. Currently, our debt situation is pretty good. We only owe 2 years on a payment for the ice palace, about I think it's about $1.6 million. Everything else is paid for, all the other facilities in town. The Rock is going to be part of a debenture, and we're using development charges for that. I would hazard to guess that you're probably going to see a new facility in the Keswick area somewhere around.
That this rock was going to give us, and the amount of money was 3.4 the last time I ran. We're up to 15. I would definitely not have supported it. I would have preferred to have a pool and ice rink in Keswick area. The next 4 years, I mean, contracts are signed. It's a done deal. I'm not about to undo something a previous council has already approved and gone ahead issuing contracts. I will aggressively, like I said in my opening statement, set out money to pay for it.
Mr. Crane.
I think we've made some mistakes over the past 10 to 15 years of how we situated the rinks. You can't really harp on those now. I think if we can get private money up here to build their own rinks, and we can get good support from the town to help them to get these rinks accomplished, I think that's the direction we have to go in, and as soon as possible, because there's nothing really in the near future for rinks.
Thank you. Mr. Wheeler.
Thank you for the question. It is quite a deep well to go into, but we do have a development charge schedule that is going to be coming back to council in the near future, and at the present time that draft shows it in 2016. That is not acceptable. We have always had a much higher standard than what the population ratio would be at that time. So probably I would be wanting to get the first year's payment in 2014. Now there are many details to sort out. We need some land, and it should include a pool, and let's not forget a Club 55 activity center as well.
Thank you. Mr. Schlesser.
Yes, thank you very much. That's a very frustrating situation, and even looking at the horizon for Georgina, a big part has to be coming from the region. Like, you got a $750 million budget, and you got federal money, you've got provincial money. There is stimulus out there if we can make the right, proper presentation. Sure, we might need land, but this town owns land that's sitting around dormant, like right now where Broadway Auto is, the fire department's there. There's a lot of potential for rejigging things. If you go to the table and ask, if you're active and proactive, I know that there's a better way for Georgina. and even hockey rinks, and even a pool for the south end of this town. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We're going to run this by the council candidates as well, and we're going to start with Mr. Solozzi, way down the other.
But when we build this facility in the Keswick area, it's got to be a town-owned facility and town-managed facility. The one proposal that came our way last year about the YMCA would have had the town pay $25 million for a facility we wouldn't own and be responsible for all costs, overruns, and management. That kind of arrangement isn't acceptable to our town. It's got to be our facility, and we're in control of it. So, this is my caveat.
Thank you. We're going to go to Mr. Laidler next.
Thank you. I believe the question was, how long will it take to get a pool? And, I'm going to refer to what the mayor said. He should know his figures. And when he says 4 years, I believe, you should know what he's talking about. But that said, Mr. Slesser touched on the fact that there's other public money that's available. And you never know if the federal government is going to offer another package deal to fire up the economy, or if the provincial government's going to do the same thing like that. So it's hard to say when the pool, how soon the pool could come. That could happen. We could jump on it like they did for the Rock, get some public funding sooner than later. I understand the feds are building an ice rink in Quebec somewhere, so you never know. I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Rundle? Some of you guys need a brick wall and a red light or something. I don't know.
I'm in full agreement that we need a pool and we need more recreational facilities in Georgina, and I think over the past years there's been very many missed opportunities. Having said that, we can't dwell on what's happened in the past, but I think we could look forward to starting some initiatives with some innovation and maybe partnering with different organizations to have them also participate in building a pool. When it's going to happen, I'm not 100% sure, but I would certainly love to have it here within the next 4 years if that's the timeline.
Mr. Mark Ignani.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Right now, 2010 budget, leisure services is 22.5% or $102.71 for every $1,000 you pay in taxes. The basic plan that we need to do is we need to acquire some land in the southern area of town, have all our projects and designs in place, so when the provincial and federal government have grants available, we can be one of the first municipalities to jump on it. If we require a pool, multi-facility pool, skating rink, right now our taxes would go up.
Thank you. Mr. Bellini.
Doing the door knocking over the past number of weeks, one of the biggest issues that people have in Ward 2 and South Keswick and Georgina as a whole is that we need a multi-purpose facility for people of all ages and abilities to use and to enjoy. I think it would be prudent for us to revisit the YMCA project and see if we can somehow make arrangements with the YMCA and get them here as quickly as we can.
Thank you. Mr. Potter.
Thank you. According to the Leisure Services Master Plan, which was done in November 2004, we require one ice pad per 700 active participants, or one ice pad for every population of 18,000. At the time this was completed, we currently had 3 ice pads, and it said we required an additional one. We haven't got that yet, and this was in 2004. For indoor pools, we require an indoor pool per 30,000 population. Keswick is roughly around 26.9, just rough calculations, with 3,000 to 5,000 new homes coming in over the next 3 to 5 years. As the mayor said, we're going to be in that area in the next roughly 4 years. When we talk about the recommendations for a new pool based on the master plan, the actions that they have said that we should take within 7 to 10 years, so that puts us right now to 2011. Mr. Moderator, may I continue to explain this?
No. How can I put it gently?
Okay.
My understanding in talking with Leisure Services is that the pool in Sutton is currently underutilized, and that's why things are moving slowly in terms of developing the next facility. I totally agree with Mr. Ozzie when he said the price for the Y was onerous and we would be carrying a debt for a long time. In knocking at the door is what I'm hearing is that ice time is the important thing. And I know that the benchmark for a community is roughly one ice pad for every 7,000 residents. Now, again, in discussions with the town already recognized this, and they know it's time to begin looking at another rink. My feeling is that if budget constraints are too tight, if it's too difficult, then perhaps the town should start considering a public-private partnership with an organization such as National Training Rinks, which already has, in various communities across Ontario, very successful and full hockey rinks.
Thank you. Ms. Davison?
I think to anyone that says our pool is underutilized, I asked you when the last time was you tried to register more than one child for swimming lessons at the same time. Yeah. I know that a pool is expensive. I worked for 3 different municipalities, and I know the budgets that go behind them. A big expense of a facility is when it is underused. Unfortunately, because of where our facility is, it's more expensive than one would be in Keswick. Anybody here not going to use a pool in Keswick?
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, see, we don't have any.
I'm not going to use it.
Well, you would if it would be here. And if it wasn't, I mean, the kids need it, it's there. I sat down and talked with Mr. Grossi before I started this campaign, and I said to him, is it possible for us to build a pool in Keswick? Because I know I can't do this by myself. I have to get 4 other people with me, and it doesn't look like I'm going to get any support from Ward 2. He said 4 or 5 years. I said, I'm going to hold you to that, because we need it. At the same time, we can add an ice rink to the same building. I'm fine with having both. If a family can't afford a car, they save for one. We're going to do the same thing here. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Gordon.
Well, I think that if many of you have been here when I first came to Keswick, you'd have been really grateful to have got the pool 14 years ago. We have an amazing facility. I have 3 children who have all become national lifeguards and swim instructors. I've managed to get them to swimming lessons on Saturday mornings or in summer vacations and get it done. Of course, who would not want a pool? It's a very easy thing to want. But you know what? Just like at home, we have to live within our means. If we, what I'm hearing when I go to door is taxes. People need our taxes reduced. So I say we live within our means. When we can get it and afford it, then we do it. But up until now, just because we don't have
Mr. Attanasio.
Okay, I'm allowed to have a pool, I'm allowed to have a hockey rink, but the thing is, if it costs me another 10% taxes, no thanks, I'm going to swim in the lake.